Hi, everybody. My name is Rita Crompton, and I am the president and CEO of Archimedes Offspring. And let me just adjust that light there a little bit, see if we can get a little more centered. I've got so many inventors who tell me their I don't want to say stories, tell me the details of where they are in their process. And I got to tell you guys, stop wasting money. I mean, the whole idea with Archimedes Offspring is that we come on and help mentor you and guide you through the process and say, okay, these are the steps to take. This is where you are. This is what's next. And people call me in all phases. They're just getting started and need to get a search done. Their patent is issued, and sometimes they've got several thousand units in a warehouse and want to know what's next. And it's tough when I've got to say, you need to give those things away as Christmas presents for the next 20 years because there's not really a market for it. And in the meantime, $100,000 has been spent on a variety of steps. So let's go through some of the steps that really get me hot and bothered. All right. So an inventor has gone ahead and had lots of them made before there's even a market for it. Don't assume that just because it's something you would use that everybody else is going to want to use it. All right. This was a very small niche, not because the numbers of the generation was small, but because the people in that generation don't do that thing very often. And the videos were beautifully done. I am sure that there were tens of thousands of dollars spent on the videos and the editing of those videos. No. Stop it. All right. And I've told inventors this before, and I'm telling you all as a group, don't waste money just because you have it now. All right. There are things to do in a certain order to do them. One of the other things, I've got a shared workspace. No, I hope your shared workspace is the dining room table and you're sharing it with the kids doing their homework. Right? You don't have a business yet. Until there's money coming in, you don't need a shared workspace. That is wasted money. Right? Now, it is not that there's not a time that you will get to when shared workspace makes sense, but it's not yet. When you're at the I have an idea stage, or, we're getting intellectual property done, or, AOS is using investor funds to pay for prototypes. It is not going to pay for shared workspace. Just not going to do it. All right, because it's a waste of your money and investors' money. Stop wasting money. And it's easy to do. It's like, we can do these things because they're a checklist item and somebody said, get shared workspace. No, darn it. All right, you need to be more frugal and you need to be more questioning about the way the money gets spent on the front side of things. All right, that money's going to come in darn handy when you get ready to do some marketing. All right. Or you've got to, correct a bad run on the first run. That money is going to come in handy. And if you're using Archimedes Offspring, we are going to say no to some of those things. All right. Shared workspace, you're going and you're hanging out and you're having coffee. You might as well go to Starbucks. It's free to go and hang out there, not to drink the coffee. Right. If you're just looking to buddy and pal around, you're not going to do it on Archimedes' dime, and you shouldn't be doing it on your own. Stop wasting money. Another one. All right. These people who want to be your coach. No, and no. All right. I today with one of my colleagues in the field. He said, I am so sick and tired of people paying for coaching for the inventing. No, another bad use of money. Don't do that. All right. I understand you need information. All right. You can Inventor's Galaxy Guide. It's free. All right. You can call me. It's free. All right. You can get the next steps. All right. Don't buy one of the stupid books. We both laughed about that as you use it as fire starter. All right. So when looking at spending the money, we want you to be frugal. All right. One of the phrases that we used for the Inventors Roundtable was don't spend a dime before it's time. And we mean it. All right. There will come a time when those dimes are precious. right? And I see people do this all the time. I frequently tell the story of the young couple out of the New England area that had spent $500,000, more than that, on their invention, and all they had was a sexy prototype. They hadn't even gone into manufacturing yet. Well, they had spent more money on junk up front, fancy videos. No, you don't get to go on location. Trip to China to find manufacturing. No, you want to do a boondoggle to China, do it on your own dollar. Rent a tour guide, all right? But those inventing dollars in that budget don't allow for that kind of thing. You need to be frugal, right? So when we're looking at going through those steps, we're going to guide you, and we're not going to charge you for consulting, for counseling. You know, you want a tutor, fine, all right? But nothing that comes with a price tag on it. There's plenty of counselors and coaching and consultants that go on and don't charge upfront for it. Right? If they're not going to get paid when you get paid, then they're not worth it. Right? They're not taking the risk with you. And that's one of the things that we really look at, the, you know, what does someone bring to the party and when are they getting paid? If they're getting paid up front, you need to run as fast as you can. All right. Now, that's for the coaching and the counseling and all that kind of stuff. I'm being politically polite here. Stuff. Right? When you're talking about now an accountant, all right, at this point, you've got nothing to count, so throw that one away. Now, you may need some information on business structures. There's not too many, but there are advantages and disadvantages to each of them. And based on your particular situation, you may need to have one instead of another. And that's when you want to talk to your accountant. Now, if your accountant has had no experience with inventors, find a different one for this part of your advice, because there can be some real kickers in that. All right. So now, it's nothing you can't change later if you decide that one is better than another for you. Attorneys, they're going to expect to be paid up front. So there's certain service providers that you're going to need to pay for up front. All right. These are reasonable ones, but it's not shared workspace. It's not coaches, and it's not, you know, expensive videos. I have seen some people do some great videos and paid a few $100s to have it edited, and it's just fine in the beginning. And granted, you're going to want those professional looking ones later in the game, but not right now. Not right now. And that's what we try to, you know, help inventors understand. When is the time right? And that camera is sure dark. So when is the time right? And what do you pay for upfront? And with Archimedes Offspring, we're going to help you make those decisions. Now, because, you know, if you tell me something and say, all right, you need to have this kind of accountant with this kind of background, and you need to talk to them, and you're going to need to pay them. All right, I cannot give you all the answers. I can only tell you when to ask the right questions. All right, an attorney. We're going to say, yes, this is an attorney we know, we've worked with. So yes, and they're going to send you an invoice, and you're going to pay it, or you're going to have Archimedes pay it. All right. Those are the things that we want to make sure are set up correctly and at the right time. But if you ask me about shared workspace, it should be the dining room table with your kids when they're doing their homework. Right? When you get teed up and Archimedes hands you off, then you may find it beneficial to have manufacturing done locally, shared workspace done locally, because you may have access to other types of services that you need. So it's not never, it's just not now. All right? Not now. Every dime is frugal, whether it's Archimedes Offspring's dimes or your dimes. Every dime is precious. So don't spend a dime till it's time. When it's time, we'll let you know. Then everybody steps up to the plate. My name is Rita Crompton, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.